There's another Mark Gurman leak that Apple is working on. So he went on TBPN, which, if people don't know, it's OpenAI's propaganda outlet.
Oh,
Hit the air horn. Hit the air horn. That was fire.
Where is it?
There we go.
Thanks, Ellis. He went over 6 different new product categories that Apple is allegedly working on.
Let's talk about it.
I want us to talk about each of these.
Yeah.
All right. Number 1, AI AirPods.
Here we go.
Why?
What is that?
I don't know.
I can tell you there is some AI in AirPods already.
Yeah.
But what this means is something actually a little more insane, right? This is the cameras in the AirPods, right?
Probably.
Oh, this is like the humane AI pods.
So right now, AirPods can do live translate type stuff with AI. They do, because they've always called it machine learning and neural nets and stuff, like with active noise cancellation, transparency mode, and all the like stuff that they do with processing with the compute on AirPods.
Yeah.
But AI AirPods is adding sensors and more compute to these things to make them like almost a little more standalone of like an AI thing.
Totally.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. I don't want cameras on my earbuds.
Yeah.
I will say
I think we should preface this by saying these are all things that they could be working on, not necessarily guaranteed upcoming products.
For sure.
There's for sure tons of crazy unannounced, unreleased products underground in Apple Park somewhere that will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
This could be 6 of those, but they're at least thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, AI AirPods.
You have any thoughts, Ellis?
I have 2 thoughts, and they're actually in like direct contradiction with one another, which is
that.
if
Argue with yourself.
If it's a camera, what is this style AI product that just happened as a headphones in, I feel like they will almost definitely release like a necklace pendant.
Well, that's later on the list.
Oh,
So we'll talk about that
There you go.
in a bit.
Well, the thing that these are closest actually to in terms of functionality would be like the Meta glasses.
so that was my other point, which is like, as much as I would love to see these as a pendant, just because I think Apple is generally really good at wearables, I also think, like, if this is personal opinion time, I think the Meta glasses are like possibly the worst idea of a product in like the last 10 years. And so it's just like, I would hate for Apple to get in on the always on camera privacy nightmare, we don't care about you train.
So here's where I'll push back a little bit.
Please.
The Meta, all the stuff we've heard about Meta has a lot to do with privacy and how the data has been treated.
Yeah.
And the one thing that Apple has always been on the, I'd say, correct side of the line is how they treat your data, which is
I agree.
most of it never leaving the device, most of it being treated very securely.
Yeah, if it does leave the device, it's encrypted to all hell.
Right. So if they can offer the same functionality that Meta is with the glasses,
That's a great point.
which is potentially being able to ask something about what you're standing in front of. I'm standing in front of this monument, but I'm hard of hearing, or I don't have great eyesight,
Yeah.
but tell me what I'm about to like be looking at. Stuff like that
Yeah.
could, without having glasses on, could
Yeah.
give you the same functionality and deliver it directly into your ears.
It is true. The fact that you need to be wearing these glasses in order to get the contextual information is pretty annoying. And at least in Brooklyn, if you are walking down the street, you are wearing headphones.
And the one thing Apple has been incredibly good at for a long time is introducing a new thing for you to use/wear that looks kind of silly at first, and then it's everywhere and everyone's used to it. You remember when AirPods first came out with the long white stem? We all made fun of that for so long, and then it was just everywhere.
I found a tweet from even more than 6 years ago when those came out, and I was hard
because they looked ridiculous.
Well, I was wrong about that.
They
I
objectively,
disagree. I think you were right. I think they do, Marques.
they objectively look ridiculous,
Yes,
but when
traditional
everyone's
ones,
wearing them, they don't look.
The first one, Gen 1, still looks stupid in my opinion.
with the long,
The
stem.
long stem.
the long, stem.
The long.
They did shorten the stem.
Yeah,
I was
short stem's fine.
I think I was a freshman in college when they came out, and I just remember them instantly becoming a status symbol. Because it's not like they were super expensive, but they were pretty expensive. And it was still like, when they came out, the big question was like, how are you not going to lose these?
Yeah,
And so it instantly became like I'm wealthy enough to lose these and buy another one sort of product. I don't know. But so that's how I feel. Is like, I actually take back what I said, Marques, because you are right. Like, I do think if Apple did make I'm always pointing a camera at something, they would hopefully keep that in line with their current data practices. But I have trust issues.
Well, everybody does. This is kind of what I think they're going to struggle with is anytime Apple is going to have a camera that is always pointed at people, even if they have all of these security practices and all of these things about we only use it if you give it these permissions and we only use it when you say these certain commands, people are going to feel nervous. Like, remember when the AirTags came out and for like 6 months, people were like, I'm going to be stocked with these, you know?
True.
So,
Yeah.
which is a
People
real
were stocked with
problem.
them.
Yes, which is a real problem.
It's not necessarily trust issues. It's more that the practical way these products work, they're going to have a leak at some point, right? Because there's going to be something that the camera doesn't understand, and there's going to have to be a third-party human looking at it to decipher it to make the models better.
That's a good
moving
point.
forward.
Will Apple do that?
Is
though?
that Apple?
That's what I'm
the
saying. I
reason-
want to see how they're going to navigate it.
I think that's the reason it's like a double-sided or double-edged sword. Like that's the reason Apple's AI has been so poor is because they don't do that.
Yeah.
So their models are so far behind because they're not improving in that way.
Yeah.
And so you get the benefit of having that extra privacy, but you have these far worse, far smaller models with way less information.
Maybe what they'll do is they'll take the image and then they'll send it to their like private cloud compute that's running the Gemini, and then Gemini will parse it and then send it back to your phone.
Or maybe they're just trying to build a quick snap camera. You know, the most popular feature from everyone I've talked to who owns Meta glasses is just being able to
Video.
take pictures and videos and
by
POV
far.
it.
Nobody really cares about the AI
I
parts
do
of the
wonder,
Meta glasses.
what is the angle like from the side of your head? Like
Oh,
what-
you think they'd be on? I assume they would be on the.
Oh no.
on the case?
On the case.
Oh no, I think the rumor is that they're in the stems.
Well, then wouldn't it just that's just
Yeah.
eyes?
Yeah, that's the point.
Exactly, just like the Meta glasses.
Like you have eyes.
So they're operating at your field of view and can look at what you're looking at.
I totally assumed it would be like a lanyard.
However-
I guess
But like on your ears, like what about my hair?
Yeah, there's a lot of
gonna
questions.
work.
There's a lot of questions.
That doesn't
That's
make
a
any
good.
sense.
Ellis, I actually like your opinion, like thought process on it, because it would make a lot of sense to put it on the case, because then you're not, having a camera looking at people.
That was a rumor though that potentially Apple was going to do a camera in the Apple Watch.
If picture this solves the hair thing, right? Because if the cameras were instead of being on the stock, were on the outside of the bud facing like perpendicular to your eyes, you would, in order to look at something, you'd go move your hair back and go.
That's actually true.
I'm hearing images right now.
And could Apple make that a thing that people think is normal?
Probably.
Maybe.
For audio listeners, I just pretended to brush my hair back and did the most cartoony, I'm listening to something, cupping ear possible.
Point your ear at the thing.
So,
Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot more products on this
There's
list.
5 more products. We really got to run through this. So,
Yeah.
Number 2, smart glasses. We know they've been working on these for a very long time.
Bring it on.
This seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really a lot to talk about there.
Well, I guess will they have displays or not? Which is
I don't think they're going to have displays.
I think they'll start with no displays and they'll eventually make a one with displays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows you notifications or something. I don't know.
I do have one interesting thing to say about the smart glasses, which is probably going to have like 1 million people in the comments being like, you have no idea what you're talking about. But Apple loves aluminum. Aluminum's really cool because it is strong and light, but it is also bendy. And if we learned one thing from talking to the Meta glasses engineers, it's that bendy smart glasses with displays are not good.
They need rigidity.
And so I wonder what they're going to make them out of if they do have displays. That's my 2 cents, rubbing those pennies together. Up next was a smart display.
Yeah. So this is basically, it's like a home display. It's
like the Google
it's like a Google Nest Nest Hub.
Nest Home Hub.
Nest Hub.
It's the one they've had in
Mini?
the basement of Apple Park, just like waiting to be released for a decade.
Well,
The
they're-
HomePod, it feels so obvious.
Dude.
Like the HomePod sits there. It's a nice speaker. You have a HomePod Mini because HomePod wouldn't sell because it's a bazillion dollars. So then you have a $99 HomePod Mini.
Yeah.
That's still $100. It's still just Siri. What if you could control your HomeKit stuff and press buttons instead of relying on Siri? It seems so obvious.
I
can't
have
believe they haven't.
I have a Nest Hub Mini and a home HomePod Mini. I have both of them.
Yeah.
Next to each other.
Yeah.
Because I like the display. You know, it would be very obvious. I don't know how they haven't done that yet. But an extension of that is their tabletop robot that they've been working on, which is effectively like an iPad on a little robot thing that can like move around and point at you and do stuff like that. This has been rumored for quite a while at this point.
I never got
don't
this
want
one. What does it? Okay, I get what an iPad does. I'm picturing it on a table connected to an arm so it can point in different directions. Why would I want it to be on a table connected to an arm?
I think
Like the center stage camera already lets me have a FaceTime call and walk around.
No. So I have a thing to add to this. Do you remember a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, Apple released that research paper on animatronic motion? Do you guys remember this?
Yes.
They built the smart lamp.
Yes.
And they did all of this testing to see what kind of moves does this robot lamp, it's sort of like a Pixar lamp.
Yeah, that's
what kind of moves does it need to make people like it? And they discovered that in order to make people like the lamp, actually these non-linear sort of extra artsy, dancey moves were really, so I wonder if this is the culmination of all of that.
That's so interesting.
I mean, considering they used to own Pixar, they have some lineage there. It'd be fun.
You remember what was the phone that just came out? The AI little gimbal on a phone.
Oh, the Honor.
Yeah.
The Honor robot phone.
The Honor robot phone did that.
Yeah.
It is I guess it's a concept phone. It's not like a retail phone, but it had this gimbal with a camera on top of it, and it would also kind of give you these like little nods and shake its head at you, and it would give you not fully anthropomorphic looks, but it would kind of have a face type of thing. It's still kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what Apple's angle on this is.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I don't understand that product. To be honest,
I think it would be cool.
I guess I sort of agree with you. The lamp was really cool. Like the lamp was really cool because it had this sort of ability you could direct what it was illuminating with all sorts of like gestures and commands, and it would just sort of seem like the most fun futuristic lamp you could buy. But I don't know if it's going to have like a grasper or what.
I don't think it's supposed to have a grasp thing, like a claw. Yeah, they basically made a Pixar lamp.
Oh my God.
In real life.
If it is actually a lamp and it has a display with speakers, I would use this.
If it was a lamp, I would buy it.
This would be like an $800 lamp.
Probably.
If it was a lamp, I'd be stoked.
I only think it's a lamp just because I
don't think it's a lamp.
They, this is on Apple's website. Like this is something that machine
learning research.
They did. You should read this paper. It's really cool. Like they did a lot of research into like, in order to move 6 inches to the left, do you do it linearly? How do you ramp the speed? Do you move,
animation in real life.
Like cock back and then switch. Like it's really cool.
To make it friendly,
yeah. Also, just want to say, if they release the HomePod with a screen, they're going to call it the HomePad.
Yeah. That's
just wanted to
actually been the leaked name.
God,
sorry, Ellis.
Ellis thought he was making a very clever prediction/joke.
Yeah,
but that's probably what it's called.
If you search HomePad, it'll come up.
No way.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, security camera.
No, actually, we skipped pendant by accident.
Well, yeah, we did skip pendant.
I mean, we kind of
pendant/necklace. It's another version of let me put a sensor on you that you can wear all the time. It's not glasses. It's not on your AirPods, but it's around your neck. Works in fashion. You put a nice Hermes necklace or whatever. I don't know who makes necklaces, but you put a fashion accessory around your neck, and then that is your little AI accessory from Apple.
Chokers are back, baby.
Choker.
No.
Apple choker.
Dude.
You say that, but someone's going to do that.
I know, but 100%. AI choker just sounds like that
is the
way we all
Gen
go.
Alpha. It's going to happen.
Already being made. The thing about this is they kind of tried to make the Apple Watch fashion. You know, they made they really tried to make it fashion.
The gold one?
Well, all of them really. But then eventually because all the Apple Watches look exactly the same, like the shape of them, I never really want to wear mine anymore because it just looks like what everyone else is wearing.
It accidentally, it was funny. Before, so it started off, there were no Apple Watches. Yeah. There were some smartwatches and they were kind of dorky. So Apple comes along.
There were no Apple Watches.
They were like, watches are fashion. So if we are going to sell a watch as Apple, the cool tech company, it needs to be fashionable. So they made the Apple Watch edition. They had a gold one. They had this Hermes collection of watch bands. They had all these accessories, and they very much marketed it and presented it as a fashion accessory that happens to be connecting to your iPhone. Fast forward to today, it is everywhere, like you said. So now it's less fashion, more utility. Right. I remember having that like random Kevin O'Leary interview pop up on my feed every once in a while where he's like, I wear this extremely nice watch and I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that Apple Watch because that says I'm 50% off. And I have this incredible timepiece I love. And I'm like, that's how people who appreciate fashion watches think of the Apple Watch now. Yeah. So it's flipped.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been one of those things that just has a ton of
Well, so my question is like, if you make a pendant and they all look the same, I mean, part of the reason people wear necklaces is because they're unique and different.
Fashion.
So it's kind of insane to like release one necklace that looks exactly
just different chains.
Yeah, but that's not enough differentiation, I don't think.
I mean, with the Apple Watch, you just change the band.
Okay. What if it goes the way of AirPods? The little white ball is a status symbol, the way AirPods were. And it's the I have an iPhone necklace, but then you get to fashion accessorize it with a different chain. I think people
I don't know if that's enough.
Unfortunately, people
But okay, wait. We keep omitting a part. What does it do?
Nothing.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it probably does stuff.
Well, it just always records.
It's endlessly gathering context and offering you like the AI assistant the same way the Meta Glasses AI assistant has context.
I have a feeling it won't have a camera.
Yeah, probably doesn't need
The pendant, I think, is just going to have like it'll do all the other biometric stuff that you need to know. Like, are you in a loud environment? How many steps is a pedometer in it?
Yeah, is it going to listen to everything you say?
I doubt it.
It's just going to listen for the keywords.
I think it'll have like temperature sensor and like a loudness sensor. And it'll just be all those things that it's like your ambient environment. And that way it can be put into your health app. And then eventually, because they're eventually going to like move further and further into the health stuff and try to like, say, oh, I've known every environment that you've been in the last month. And now you can give that data to your doctor. And then your doctor can tell you if, I don't know, have been going to too many concerts.
No. It'll give your data to your doctor, and your doctor's AI will.
That's true.
We'll parse through it.
I'm not sure. I think all of these new products sort of are beginning to beg this question of what cognition are you willing to offload? Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure context is the kind of cognition I want to offload. I'm not saying it's a bad thing if that is, but like this whole idea of like it'll just be constantly capturing your day and all the things you hear and stuff like that. Like I get it in theory, but I feel like I do fine just like remembering what happened in my day and resynthesizing it later. And the kind of cognition that I'm more okay offloading is like, what's the best way to organize this div class in an HTML doc?
I'll offer you a devil's advocate, because I think a lot of Apple's best products come with a great ad that demonstrates like how they expect people to use it and like the use case for it. And human memory, everyone knows, is inherently a little bit flawed.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be the use case of like, Siri, where did I leave my blah, blah, blah? And it's going to go, oh, last place I saw that was Blair. And you go find it, and it's like, I'm so glad I had this context gathering thing that remembers it because I didn't remember it. Yeah. And that's an ad, and that's a use case, and that's I think I might want to buy this.
Well, in the first like year of ChatGPT, every AI like startup company was some sort of just context necklace.
Yeah, yeah. I just think we should be aware, because I do kind of believe that when you offload the forms of cognition to the AI, you lose them, and you have to retrain them if you want them back, And I do think we have to start asking ourselves, like, what are we okay losing? Because as soon as you as soon as you don the pendant and you begin not being as aware, because you can sort of just be like, oh, the pendant will remember that, I think you will very quickly realize that your short-term memory is just gone.
Yeah, there's been studies already showing this.
Yeah, and so I do think as cool as the idea of I will never lose my keys again will be, I do think we need to start asking ourselves that question. Am I willing to lose this part of my brain? And there are parts, again,
I've already decided which parts I got rid of.
Yeah, I do not want any mental space taken up by how HTML works. I am totally fine letting the robot do that for me.
Everyone will have a different line in the sand for what they're willing to offload.
Yeah.
I have my tasks app that I fully rely on. If I don't write it down, I'm not going to remember.
Yeah.
And I know I won't remember.
Yeah.
And I know that if I write it down, I will. And that's where my line is for some people. When I go through a briefing and I need to remember all the little details of something, I take my notes. Some people specifically use AI tools to take notes on meetings. That's the thing that it's good for. Yeah. It give you a summary at the end, and that's why you use it. So...
yeah.
Well, speaking of capturing other people doing stuff, the last item on this list is a security camera, which, I mean, I like it, going back to what Adam said earlier, because now we know that the Ring cameras are just cybersecurity nightmares and like unbelievably easy to hack into. So I would hope that we get the Apple encryption treatment on the Apple cameras.
That would be nice. That would be a big up for them. A lot of people would probably like that. The other thing is that they just have not pushed into smart home stuff almost at all.
They're like the hub, but none of the accessories.
Yeah, like Made for Home Kit is this like overly convoluted like thing where they have to approve everything that gets the Made for Home Kit badge, and like they're way more strict about it versus like Amazon and Google. Yeah. The reason that they were supporting Matter so heavily is because the amount of products that work with HomeKit is way less than like, Google's like in the middle there where they have some made for Google Assistant or whatever. Yeah, and then Alexa's like, let's go, baby. Just keep slapping it on.
Yep. Yeah.
So they were happy to have the Matter products. It makes more sense for them now to actually get into their own product category again, because they could dominate with a lot of home stuff.
This to me felt like another obvious one.
Yeah.
Like they make the iPhone which has a great camera and also a smart camera experience. And then they make the home hub, and then they can have a connected.
Yeah.
Just, it feels so obvious.
And the security thing is huge.
Yeah, and then put the screen on the HomePod so I can see my feed. So when someone rings the Apple doorbell, I get the feed from the video. Yeah.
Maybe that's what the robot is for. So when someone rings your doorbell, it'll swivel over to you and be like, hey, look, it's John Turtis at your door.
Yeah, he wants to be CEO. Is the A18 going to be in everything? Are we like a few years down the road? Are we just going to live in a giant sea of A18 chips?
I mean, they barely have enough for the Neo right now. So
Yeah.
They put them in the studio display.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's a whole iPhone in your display.
Yeah, if you have an iPhone and a studio display and a MacBook Neo,
You have three
you
A's.
have 3 like identical devices right there.
Yeah, A18 Pro. Oh, no, yeah. So base iPhone.
Yeah, base iPhone.
And then a studio display, non-XDR, is also an A18.
Is there an M chip? No, there's an A18 in this, right?
Yeah, there's an A18 in that.
Yeah.
The Pro iPhone has an A18 Pro, though.
Okay.
A19 Pro, actually. A19 Pro. So you have an A19, an A18, and another A18. It's crazy. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. For sure, if you enjoyed the clip, you should be subscribed to the Clips channel so it shows you more, and hit that like button below. And if you didn't like what happened in that clip, subscribe to the main podcast so you can find other parts of the podcast that you do like. That's what you should do.